welcome to Tea and Strumpets, a Regency romance review. I'm Zoe, and I'm here today to talk about 3 books that haven't been published yet. I know, I'm sorry, but I read them and I still wanted to share them with you, get you a little bit more excited about it, and maybe talk to you about becoming an advanced reader like me. It's pretty easy to ask to get advanced reader copies of things. To be honest, I don't actually think that my podcast gives me any edge. There are 2 places that you can easily request e-arcs of books. That's NetGalley or Edelweiss, and you just sign up and you say where you're going to post your reviews, and you request books, and then you read them, and then you write reviews. And if you do that kind of frequently, you tend to get approved more often. Sometimes I get approved, sometimes I don't. And occasionally people write to us directly on the podcast to offer us books. Now, sometimes we say no because the deadlines are just too soon, and we want to make sure if somebody is sending us something that we actually have the opportunity to read it and review it. We want to be good on our word. We're not just here to get free stuff. I don't know, we're just hobby podcasters who love to read, and we love talking about books. So that's what I'm here today to do. So the first book that I am so excited that I got to read early was How to Tame a Wild Rogue by Julianne Long. So this is the 6th book in the Palace of Rogues series, and y'all probably have read a bunch of Palace of Rogues. If you haven't, lucky you, because lots of great books for you to read. But I really enjoyed this one. I gave this one 4 stars because basically the beginning of the book is what Julianne Long does best. She just is such an incredible introduction crafter. There is something magical about the way that she can write the beginning of a book. Sometimes, usually it's fabulous, but sometimes it's absolutely magical. I always think about Jonathan's book, Jonathan and Thomasina, in the Pennyroyal Green series. Oh my gosh, it's Midnight one, Once Upon a Midnight maybe. Anyhow, I just think it's a perfect beginning, and I think this one also has a perfect beginning. Such a catch, such a hook. You are so invested in these characters from the moment you meet them, and it's fabulous. I will say in the middle, it's got a bit of a lull, which is why I think it lost a star for me. And it's really interesting because it reviews into the lives of a lot of the past couples, in a different way than a lot of books do. It goes into their stories kind of quite a bit in this book, I think, which is why I was so invested in our main characters because, whoa, were they steamy. And I was really interested to kind of see how they were going to get to their resolution. So when we were away from them, I was pining for them, even though I liked what was going on. But I think that's where it just had maybe a little bit of a less excitement for me. But man, the ending again made up for it. So great book, great fun, another fabulous one from Julianne Long. And that book is going to come out July 25th, 2023. So a month and a half away. There's also a giveaway right now on Goodreads. There's 7 days left as of recording this. So there's going to be 6 days left as of airing of this episode. So you can go onto Goodreads and enter a giveaway to win one of 100 free print copies of the book. So maybe you could get it early too. The second book I want to talk about is another one in a series, and it is the 4th in the series, and it is My Rogue to Ruin by Erica Ridley, and that's the Wild Winchester series. So this is the series that is based on Leverage, which is a show that I really loved, and it's just been really fun. There's a lot of capers and hijinks and cons in this book and in the whole series, and I really enjoyed it. I gave this book actually a 5-star. I would have given it 4.5 stars. I just thought it was really, really good fun. This follows Marjorie, who's the artist, and she's a bit of a forger. She uses her art talent to forge things to help in the family capers. And she meets another guy who's a forger, and she's really upset about that. But then she finds out, that maybe all is not what it seems. And it is really fun. I really loved this one. The only comment that I have to say about this is they went with an illustrated cover for this book. And I think that the illustrated cover is adorable and cute. I just am a little bit sad because the last book in the series was a clinch cover, typical Regency with 2 Black characters, and I just thought it was really beautiful, and the Winchester family has a lot of diversity to it. So I'm kind of sad that the rest of the books may follow this illustrated cover rather than the kind of clinch covers and seeing, lots of different people getting to be on the clinch cover. So I was a little bit confused about the decision to go with illustrated cover, even though it's cute and everything. That was an interesting thing to me. And I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts about that. If anybody wants to send me a message, I'd just love to hear if I'm the only one thinking that. And My Rogue to Ruin is going to come out, I'm so sorry, but in September 12th, 2023. But it's really, really good. And if you're interested in becoming an advanced reader, there's plenty of time probably to still request this book. So get onto those platforms and get requesting. Finally, the third book that I have is a book that I admit I'm still reading, but I got this book from an author. They reached out to us and asked us if we'd be interested in reading it. And I just felt really charmed by the cover and the name and the author's note that, I wanted to do that. So I am currently reading it. It is called Third Degree Yearn, and this is by Laney Hatcher. And this is her third in her Bartholomew series, but she told me that it definitely can be a standalone, and I am feeling that already. The one interesting thing that I think about this book is that it is in first person, which to me is not my favorite way of reading. I know a lot of contemporaries are like that, so there's kind of this feeling of this book being a little bit kind of contemporary flavor for me in the first third of the book so far. So here's something, though, that Laney says about the book. She says Third Degree Yearn is a steamy second chance historical romance set in 1950s London. The main characters were childhood best friends who were separated by circumstance and class difference when they were 16. Genevieve wrote to Julian for years, but she never received a response. So it didn't matter when she told the boy she'd once loved all her secrets. 7 years later, Julian Moore is back, and he has a few secrets of his own. Things feel decidedly more than friendly this time around, but Julian still can't see a way forward when he'll never be more than the housekeeper's son. So I really liked that description, and I'm feeling good things about it already. This book is going to come out June 27th, 2023, and it has such an adorable cover and back of the book. I'm going to post pictures of that on our Instagram, so I hope you guys take a look at that. Anyhow, of course, also the main character's named Genevieve. I do love a Genevieve. My daughter's named Genevieve. Anyhow, I'm really excited to read more of this book, and I just wanted to give it a shout out because I hope that some of you guys will pick it up. I hope all of you guys pick it up because this is a new author to me too, and I love finding new authors that have good things out in the world to share with all of us. So anyhow, I hope that you all are excited about these books and put them on your want to read lists on Goodreads, or think about, becoming an advanced reader yourself and starting to request and seeing if you can get some of these books sent your way, and or request them from your library ahead of time so that your library knows that you want them stocked, and or pre-order, because pre-orders really, really, really help authors. So anyhow, really recommend these books. They're coming up soon, June, July, and September. Sorry about that. Anyhow, I've gone plenty long today. We're going to be back at you next week for our first week of Pride Month, and we look forward to sharing something spectacular with you guys next time around. Anyhow, until then, may all your ever afters end happily.